Hello everyone and welcome to the WCG for semi-final 2 of the 2022 TextBet Australia Day T20 Big Bash, which sees a first ever meeting at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash between these two sides as the Kniffnuffs take on Smack My Pitch Up for the right to take on HOWZAT in this year's decider. Both of these sides featuring their first ever semi-final, and both of these sides head into this encounter full of confidence after topping their groups and getting past their quarterfinal opponents to maintain their 100% records in this year's tournament. The Kniffnuffs accounting for Young Money, Cash Money, the WCG Babes and Wet Up on their way to the semi-final, while the Crabs got past Nice Gary, the Six Offenders and New Boys taking over to get themselves into the final four. The captains are in the middle and ready for the toss.
For a place in the grand final to take on HOWZAT. You're the highest ranked in this competition.
Matty.
He wins the toss.
So it's Smack My Pitch Up skipper Peter Fowler who wins the toss, and he's elected to send the Kniffnuffs into bat in this semi-final. As we take a look at his side for this grand final qualifier, and it will be the skipper Peter Fowler who will head into this contest full of confidence after his match-winning knock against Taking Over in the quarterfinals. McFarlane has been solid with both bat and ball, and with Kasacha doing the business with the ball in this tournament, they are well placed to give this semi-final a real shake. But standing in their way is an impressive Kniffnuffs lineup, who are an emerging force at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash. The side will be led by Henry Perinara once again, Joel Wodjick, his right-hand man who has been fantastic with both bat and ball, and Todd Lavin, who has stood up so far in this tournament, rounds out the men in pink. The Kniffnuffs have been knocking on the door for some time. Could this year be their year? And just before we get underway, we'd like to thank our major partner for this year's tournament, TextBet, who have been fantastic since jumping on board. Bet local, bet with Tex. So both of these sides featuring their first ever semi-final. One of these sides will qualify for their first ever grand final. It's the Kniffnuffs and Smack My Pitch Up. Let's get it on. And it will be Joel Wodjick who will get this innings underway for the men in pink. Scores of 17, 18 and 10 not out so far in this year's tournament. Can he get the Kniffnuffs off to another good start in this semi-final? So the remaining ticket to the big dance up for grabs. And it's going to be Ryan McFarlane who will bowl to Wodjick first up. Here he's in now and it's a full delivery. And Wodjick plays this back down the ground. And it's fielded by Peter Fowler for no run to begin with. So a good start with the ball from McFarlane, who is bang on the money. As we'll continue again now to Wodjick in the opening over. Oh, and this one's wide of the off stump, but it stays a little low as Wodjick goes for the cut. And this one simply just didn't get up. Thankfully, it wasn't on target. McFarlane to continue to Wodjick in the opening over. Here he's in now. This one's a back of a length delivery. It's played down the ground, but it's fielded well off his own bowling from McFarlane to prevent a boundary. So 3 dots to begin the innings here for the Kniffnuffs. This would have been just the start the Crabs were looking for in this semi-final, as it's another back of a length delivery, and this time it's pulled away on the onside for the first runs of the semi-final. It's a maximum for Wodjick, who's off the mark in style. No wicket for 6. So a good contest this in the opening over, as McFarlane's in once again to Wodjick on. He responds with an absolute beauty. This one rises on Wodjick, who probably does well to get the bat out of the way. A good bit of bowling from McFarlane, good reactions from Wodjick. Well, by my count, that should be over, but the umpire has let another ball happen here, as this one sails down the leg side, so that one will have to be re-bowled. So the Kniffnuffs get a free run there, and I'll tell you what, if this one ends up tight, they might be looking back at this moment. Here's McFarlane's in for what we think is the final ball of the over, and it's an absolute beauty, and this must have narrowly missed the leg stump. It's been a brilliant start to this semi-final. No wicket for 7 after 1. It'll be the chief destroyer, Jake Kasacha, to bowl the second over of the innings. As in now to Wodjick, it begins with a short delivery, and Wodjick just swats this back down the ground, but it's fielded by Kasacha for no run. He's probably lucky to get away without a wide there. As Kasacha will continue again now to Wodjick, and this one's a full toss, and Wodjick helps this down the ground for his second maximum of the innings. Wodjick off to a flyer in this semi-final. He moves on to 12, 13 without loss. So not a great start to this over here from Kasacha. As we continue again now to Wodgick, and this one's a better delivery. It's played away on the leg side. Oh, Wodgick goes through for a single, and if that throw was on target, he was long gone. It's a good bit of fielding from the Crab skipper, who reacted quickly. Oh, Wodgick was well short. So Wodgick has moved along to 13 in this semi-final, as Kasachi is in once again to him now, and it's played away on the fence once again, in the same area as the previous delivery, but this time Wodgick gets home comfortably to complete the single. So a good start to this semi-final with the bat here for the NIFF NUFFs. After being sent into bat, no wicket for 15 with one delivery left in the second over. Here is Kasaches into Wodgick. It's a full delivery and Wodgick gets a thick inside edge, and it's fielded by Peter Fowler to end with. So it's been a good contest between bat and ball in this semi-final, but the NIFF NUFFs find themselves in a pretty handy position heading into the back end of the innings. No wicket for 15 with Wodgick still at the crease, and the Crabs need a wicket. So Fowler turns to McFarlane for the third over of the innings. Here he's in now to Wodgick, and it's a good delivery, bang on the money, and Wodgick can only play this back down the pitch for no run. So this is a good contest brewing here in this second semi-final, as McFarlane's in once again to Wodgick, and it's a full toss, and Wodgick hammers this down the ground for his third boundary of the innings. You cannot serve gifts like that to Wodgick. He'll punish you all day. The NIFF NUFFs 19 without loss, as McFarlane's in once again to Wodgick, and this one's a back of a length delivery, and Wodgick cannot get that away as it's fielded by McFarlane off his own bowling. So the NIFF NUFFs in a good position as they head into the back end of this innings, as McFarlane's in once again to Wodgick, and he swivels on the back foot, and he hammers this through mid-wicket for another boundary. Wodgick is on in this semi-final as he moves to 22. So McFarlane is in for the final ball of the third over. He's in now, this one's a full delivery, and it crashes into Wodgick's pads to end with. No wicket for 23 with one to go. So it'll be the skipper, Peter Fowler, to bowl the final over of the innings. He's in now to Wodgick, and it begins with a full toss, and Wodgick hammers this through the covers for another boundary. Wodgick moves to 26, the NIFF NUFFs 27 without loss. Fowler under pressure from ball one, as he'll continue again now to Wodgick, and this one's a short delivery dug in, and Wodgick pulls this away on the onside, but it's well fielded by Kasacha at mid-wicket. So a priceless dot there for the man in orange, as Fowler is in once again to Wodgick, and this one hits him on the hip, does it? I think it might be a combination of glove and hip. Yeah, it is, as he moves through for a single. So brilliant stuff this from Wodgick, who is standing up with the blade once again for the NIFF NUFFs. He moves to 27, with two deliveries remaining in the innings, as Fowler's in once again to Wodgick, and he serves up another full toss, and this one is hammered down the ground for another boundary. Wodgick into the 30s, and Wodgick is on fire. So we arrive at the final delivery of the innings. It's Fowler into Wodgick. Oh, and he's hammered this one again, but he's hammered it over the fence. So his fine innings ends on the final delivery of the innings. The NIFF NUFFs finish 1 for 32 after their 20 deliveries, and this will be a stern chase for the men in orange. So brilliant stuff with the blade from Wodgick once again in this tournament has propelled the NIFF NUFFs to an impressive total of 1 for 32 after their 20 deliveries. Wodgick dismissed with the final delivery of the innings for 31. Peter Fowler picking up the solitary wicket for the Crabs. And the men in orange will have to record their highest ever total if they're going to qualify for the grand final. It's 33 to get. And it will be Ryan McFarlane who will get this run chase underway for the Crabs. Was dismissed for just one in his side's quarter-final win against Taking Over. And the men in orange will be hoping he can fare better in this semi-final. So it's 33 or bust here for the men in orange. It's going to be Perinara to McFarlane first up. Here he's in now around the wicket. McFarlane chops this onto his leg, and he's going to move through for a single. Oh, and that didn't miss the stumps by much. This one looked rather tight. I think McFarlane gets there well enough in the end, but McFarlane is away for the run chase nevertheless. Perinara to continue to McFarlane in the opening over. Here he's in now, this one's a back of a length delivery, and it's hammered on the onside for McFarlane for his first boundary of the run chase. He's away here for the Crabs. McFarlane and Smack My Pitch Up move along to 5. So a good start to this run chase from McFarlane. As Perenara is in once again to McFarlane. It's a massive hoik, and this time he doesn't make contact. Well, that one might have ended up in Liverpool if he made contact. That was an almighty swing. So no wicket for 5 here. Smack my pitch up. As Perenara is in once again to McFarlane. He's hammered this one all right. Hammered it down the ground for another boundary. So it's just about the perfect start to this run chase for the men in orange. No wicket for 9. So the skipper is in for the final delivery of the over. Here he's in now. This one's a full delivery played back down the pitch, but it's well fielded off his own bowling to end with. No wicket for 9 after 1. It's going to be Joel Wodjick who will bowl the second over of the innings. As he's in now over the wicket to McFarlane, and he begins with a short delivery. McFarlane's hit this over the house. So that's the first wicket for the NIFF-Nuffs. They get the big wicket of McFarlane. Wodjick doing the business with the bat now, doing it with the ball. Oh, height looks an issue there, but they've got away with that one. The men in orange 1 for 9. So the rub of the green not going the Crabs' way in this semi-final, as that wicket now brings the skipper Peter Fowler to the crease at number 2. Produced a match-winning knock of 25 in their quarter-final victory. Can he do it again to guide them into a grand final? So it'll be Wodjick who can seemingly do no wrong in this semi-final. To bowl to Fowler first up. Here he's in now, and that's the first mistake he's made in this contest, as that one will have to be re-bowled. So smack my pitch up 1 for 10 in the second over, and this is a crucial period of the contest. Here's Wodjick into Fowler, and this one's a full toss, and he plays this away on the leg side for his first boundary of the semi-final. Fowler away in style as Wodjick serves up a gift, and the skipper says thank you very much. Smack my pitch up 1 for 14, as Wodjick will continue to Fowler, and this one's dropped at his feet, and he's going to move through for a single, and it's another busy start to his innings here from Fowler, who moves along to 5. So this is shaping up to be a brilliant end to this contest. One of these sides looking to join HOWZAT in this year's decider. And right now the game is on a knife's edge. 18 required from 12 deliveries here for the Crabs, with 2 wickets in hand. So they're in the ballpark here. As Wodjick is in once again to Fowler, and he strays on his pads once again, and he clips this off his pads for another boundary. Fowler standing up for the Crabs here in the semi-final, as he did in the quarter-final. 1 for 19. So it's 14 to get from 11. As Wodjick is in for the final ball of the second over. Oh, this one's a wide delivery. He's got a top edge over the fence. That's a massive moment here in this semi-final. Is that the match? The skipper goes for 9. Wodjick picks up another wicket in this over. It's 2 for 19 after 2. So the Kniffnuffs are just 1 wicket away from a maiden grand final appearance, as that wicket now brings Jake Kasacha to the crease. The final hope for the Crabs. He's done the business with the ball in this tournament. Now he needs to get a score with the bat. So it's going to be the skipper, Henry Perenara, going for the kill to bowl the third over of the innings. Here he's in now, and he begins with a beauty to Kasacha, and it's a play miss outside the off stump. So it's 14 to get from 9 deliveries. Just the 1 wicket in hand for the men in orange. Here is Perenara will continue to Kasacha in the third over. And this one's another good delivery, bang on the money. And Kasacha can only defend on the onside for no run. So 14 to get from 8. However, it will have to be Todd Lavert to bowl the final over, should we get there. So perhaps he'll just be looking to get to this final over. Here is Perenara is in once again to Kasacha. Oh, has this one slid down the leg side? No, it hasn't been given a wide. Perenara is claiming it's hit his ribs. Yeah, it clearly has. Good decision. So Perenara to continue to Kasacha in the third over. Here he's in now. This one definitely has slid down the leg side. So that one will be called a wide. So smack my pitch up 2 for 20 in the run chase. Requiring 13 from 7. So a couple of good hits will be gold dust here for smack my pitch up. As Perenara is in once again to Kasacha. And once again he's pushed this one wide of the mark. So this will have to be re-bowled. So it's now 12 to get from 7 deliveries. Just the 1 wicket left for the Kniff-Nuffs to qualify for this year's grand final. As Perenara is into Kasacha. On this one's a full toss. And Kasacha is happy enough to let this one go. So I think his intentions are clear. I think he's going to look to get after Lavin in this final over. As Perenara is in for the final ball of the third over. And Kasacha drops this at his feet and moves through for a single. And we're heading to the 4th and final over of this semi-final. So we're going the distance here in this second semi-final. It'll be Todd Lavin who will bowl this final over. It's 11 to get from 5 deliveries for the men in orange for a maiden grand final berth. Here we go. So it's Lavin to Kasatia for this final over. 11 to get from 5 deliveries. As Lavin is into Kasatia and he pulls this away on the onside to begin the final over with a boundary. Well, Lavin has just floated this on a good length. Kasatia rocks back and hammers it. 7 off 4. Tense stuff this in this second semi-final. As Lavin is into Kasatia once again, and this time it's a full toss, and it's hammered on the leg side for another boundary. They're nearly there, the Crabs. 2 for 30, smacked by pitch up. Kasatia standing up with the blade. 1 clean hit does this now. It's 3 to get from 3 deliveries. As Lavin is in around the wicket to Kasatia, and he drops shot once again. Oh no, he's got a top edge. Through to the keeper. The Kniffnuffs have snuck through in semi-final 2. Kasatia cannot believe it. That one was there for the hitting as well. What drama we've had in this second semi-final. Smack my pitch up falls short by the barest of margins. And it's the Kniffnuffs who progress from semi-final 2 in an absolute epic to take on HOWZAT in this year's decider. In what has likely been the best match of this year's tournament to date, it is the Kniffnuffs who squeak through to the grand final by 2 runs. Smack my pitch up will be kicking themselves. They just about did enough to make it through to a maiden grand final, but Kasatia saw his name up in lights and just didn't get the contact he needed as they fall agonisingly short of this year's big dance. Wodrick, the star of the show with both bat and ball, as they're through to the big one. So we began the tournament with 12 teams, and now we are down to the final 2. This year's grand final shapes up to be an absolute beauty. It's the 2-time champions HOWZAT taking on a Kniffnuffs outfit, which is an emerging power at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash. HOWZAT looking to claim a record 3rd crown. The Kniffnuffs looking to etch their name on the trophy for the very first time. This one will be a classic. It's HOWZAT and the Kniffnuffs in this year's decider, and it is next.